guys, so today we're gonna read a 5-minute Peppa stories, and we're gonna read one of the stories of Peppa, 5-minute Peppa stories. So since tomorrow I'm going to Sesame Place to meet and greet Peppa Pig, George Pig, Mommy Pig, and Daddy Pig. So we're going to read the Tooth Fairy. Sure looks like me. When I was 4 years old, the front teeth was lost, and then I was panog, like Peppa. The Tooth Fairy. Once upon a time, there was a clever little pig named Peppa. She was very proud of her teeth. Grunt, grunt. Peppa and her brother George knew how to take care of their teeth. They brushed them every morning and every evening. Brush, brush. Peppa and George loved playing dentist. Peppa would pretend to be the dentist, and George will be her assistant. George's toy dinosaur was the patient. What a lovely clean teeth you have, Mr. Dinosaur. Peppa smiled. Grrr, said George. One day after playing the dentist game, Peppa and George were eating their dinner. Suddenly, something fell on Peppa's plate. Clatter, clatter. It made Peppa jump. What's that? She asked. Ho, ho, it's a tooth, Daddy Pig laughed. But where is it from? Said Peppa. See, guys, Peppa Pig lost the tooth, and then see, guys, look at her mouth. Her tooth is lost, and then it was on her plate. It's panog. Why don't you look in the mirror? Said Mommy Pig. Peppa looked. She had a big gap in her teeth. Oh no, said Peppa, cried. Do we need to go see Dr. Elephant? Ho, ho, ho. No, said Mommy Pig. It's just a baby tooth and meant to fall out. A baby tooth? What's that? Said Peppa. A baby tooth that falls out when you're young, explained Mommy Pig. A baby tooth? What's that? Asked Peppa. A baby tooth is a tooth that falls out when you're young, explained Mommy Pig. A new one will grow in its place. What should I do with my baby tooth? Asked Peppa. If you place under your pillow, the tooth fairy will come. She will take your tooth and leave you a shiny new coin, said Mommy Pig. That evening, while Peppa watched television with her family, she kept thinking about the Tooth Fairy. When I grow up, I want to be a Tooth Fairy, said Peppa. Daddy chuckled. What about you, George? Asked Daddy. George pointed at his dinosaur. Dinosaur, he growled. Hee hee hee. See, guys, George likes dinosaurs all the time because it's his favorite. Come on, George, shouted Peppa. We don't want to miss the Tooth Fairy. They both ran up the stairs to get ready for bed. What are you doing, Peppa? Asked Daddy Pig. Peppa was carefully brushing her baby tooth. I want it to be nice and clean for the Tooth Fairy, said Peppa. Snort, snort. Peppa tucked the tooth under her pillow. Are you sure the Tooth Fairy will be able to find it? She asked. I promise, said Mommy Pig. Just you wait and see. Good night, Peppa. Good night. Good night, Peppa and George. Good night, Mommy. Good night, Daddy. See, guys, Peppa and George are going to lie down in their beds to sleep, to wait for the fairy. Snort. I'm going to wait all night for the Tooth Fairy, said Peppa. Peppa said, George, let's not go to sleep. George smiled and nodded. Peppa waited and waited. Snore, snore. She could hear something. Is that the Tooth Fairy? Peppa wondered. George, she whispered, did you hear that? Can you see the Tooth Fairy? She climbed down to look at George. He was fast asleep. It was him making the noise. I'm much better at staying awake than George, Peppa sighed. She settled back in her bed. After a while, her eyes started to close. She quickly opened them again. I'm going to stay awake and see the Tooth Fairy, Peppa said to herself firmly. Snort, snort, snore, snore. But soon she was asleep. Twinkle, twinkle, what was that? Peppa was asleep. The Tooth Fairy is coming. She will put a coin under Peppa's pillow. It was the Tooth Fairy. Hello, Peppa, she whispered. Would you like a coin for exchange for your tooth? The Tooth Fairy gently took Peppa's tooth out from under the pillow and put a shiny coin in its foot. What a lovely clean tooth, said the fairy said. Thank you very much. Flutter, flutter, flutter. The next morning, Peppa found the shiny coin under her pillow. Mommy, the Tooth fairy did come after all, she shouted, jumping up and down. Oh, I wish I had seen the tooth fairy, Peppa sighed. Next time I'm definitely going to stay awake all night. Snort, snort, hee hee. The end. Guys, my tooth was lost 6 times already. And 6 times already. And then the tooth fairy came, and then in my money machine there's a lot of money from the tooth fairy. Guys, are you excited for the tooth fairy to come and get your tooth and leave you a shiny coin? Comment down below. Click a like and share. Don't forget to subscribe my videos. Bye.